Hello everyone, Kev Iverson here. I thought I'd do another video on OASIS, Noel Gallagher, Tones, Guitar Sounds, and I wanted to come on to just make a point that you don't need a lot of gear to do it. Obviously the equipment I'm using is stuff that I've accumulated over time, and guitar playing is my passion. Being a musician is my passion. I write and perform my own songs as well as play covers, and I'm a huge fan of the Britpop scene amongst more music than that as well. But like, I was a teenager back in the day, and back when I say back in the day, in the 90s, I'm 43 in July, so when Oasis were out, I was a teenager and I was soaking all the Britpop thing up, and it's never really left me. So anyway, I thought I'd make a point of trying to explain that if you're someone in these times, obviously everything's really expensive. You don't need a lot to get started, or whether you're someone who just plays guitar by yourself at home, or you're a professional even. You know, if you're going out gigging as in an Oasis tribute act. You know, I've played with a few Oasis tribute acts, and I've supported them when I've got out playing acoustic guitar and all that, and playing my own stuff as covers. You know, if you just had a guitar, an amp, and a delay unit, that's all you need. I'm going to say, because I was listening to Knebworth the other day, the live album, and a wah wah as well. Don't forget the wah wah, but. When I listen to that album, you know, nowadays everyone's got these elaborate setups. Everyone likes lots of pedals, lots of guitars. Who doesn't? You can never have too many guitars. But I don't know if it's daunting for some guitar players, whether you're starting out or, you know, you're professional, and, you know, if you get to a gig and someone's got more gear than you or better gear than you or whatever. I sometimes think it's more impressive when you see a musician that has minimal gear but is getting the most out of it. So anyway, I've got some stuff set up here, as you can see. But first thing I want to say is, if your amp's got overdrive, then you don't need this. I use this because this doesn't have overdrive. The way you get the overdrive out is you turn it right up. But because I play small pubs and clubs, I use an overdrive pedal to compensate for what I'm losing, and I really like the sound of that. Some people, you know, we've all got different opinions and hear things differently. I like how that works. It's good for me, and I've got it turned down even now, just so it doesn't compress YouTube too much as I'm talking to you, because nothing's really mic'd up. I'm just using the mic on my phone. And so then after my overdrive, I'm going guitar. I've got a wah-wah on the floor. I can't have it up here because I want to use it, right? So I've got a wah-wah on the floor, overdrive. I've got a phaser, which is optional. You don't have to have the phaser, but when I turn it on and show you how I use it for the Oasis type sounds, hopefully you'll get it, especially if you've watched like Maine Road, the Maine Road gig. And then I've got this echo unit. It's got a tap tempo on it. All this gear I've got, I love. It's my own gear, but again, you can get a cheap overdrive, you can get a cheap delay pedal, you can get a cheap phaser. I always suggest Behringer. I'm not affiliated by them at all. If there's a cheaper brand of pedals, guitars and amps that you know of, just comment what you think the best cheap gear is, because if it can help someone else out, you know, as I say, everything nowadays is expensive, so if it can help someone else out and inspire them to pick up, and just, I want people to know that they can do it. You know, you haven't got to spend thousands and thousands of pounds. If you want to spend thousands of pounds, go for it. You know, there's worse things to spend your money on, right? So anyway, let's get into it. So my overdrive sound, I haven't got a boost, and the way that I'm thinking about it, right, back in the day with Noel Gallagher, I think at Knebworth he had a delay, a wah, and that was it, I think. And he would have had the sound guy, if he'd done a solo, he'd say to the sound guy, I want to do a solo, turn me up, right? So I'd suggest the same thing to you. If you're out there gigging, whether you're an Oasis tribute act or whatever band you're in, if you've got a sound guy, get them to turn you up. Now, if you haven't got a sound guy, what I'm going to do in this demonstration, this, I'm mainly going to be on the bridge pickup. This is the volume for the bridge pickup right here, and I'm gonna, what they call, that's what you used to do in like the 60s, 70s and the 80s, that's to ride their volume pot. And ride your volume pot means you literally, when it's on 10, when it's on the full, that's your soloing, and then when you turn it down to wherever you think sounds good, that's your rhythm, right? So that's how I'm going to use this to keep it minimal. I've got these two pedals here, ignore them, they're not even plugged in. They're just strapped to my pedal board. See, I've got the drive, I've then got a phaser, and I say that's going to be optional, but this is a really great sounding phaser, and you don't need it, but I'll show you what I'm going to do with it in a minute. And then the delay, and it's going to the amp, and that's it. Right, so turn the delay off. So without the delay, then when I ride my volume pot, you can have it wherever you like. Turn it back down again. Now with the delay, so you want to make sure you get the right timing of it. I usually like how I get the timing for an overall Oasis sound, especially if you're using a single delay pedal. If you want to set it at one place and then forget it, I usually think of acquiesce in my head. You know, I'm not going to a click or anything, just. And that's how I get the timing of that, and then I'll leave that as it is. So I've then got a wah-wah as well. So what I'll show you the wah-wah with the delay. So that's got your overdrive, you've got your delay. I say, if you've got overdrive in your amp, just use that. Just set it where it's good soloing level, and then use the volume on your guitar to turn down, and that's going to give you your rhythm, right? So the wah-wah, what I love Noel Gallagher does, which is really simple, which is in Supersonic, is when he's doing the. He'll use the wah-wah. And all he's doing is just slowly moving the wah forward and back, kind of almost like it's a phaser almost, but and whilst the band's playing the rhythm to Supersonic, it sounds great, you know. And again, even with that, it's like, you know, Eddie Van Halen and all those guys are fantastic, obviously, but sometimes, you know, you've got your first finger, 14th fret, so it's like in the F sharp minor position. It's so simple, it's so effective in a band, and it's why we all love it, right? So there's the wah-wah, there's a delay, and then for the phaser, now you don't need this, but it's when they're doing the Swamp Song on Maine Road, and I think it's when Liam's walks out, or just about to walk out, and he. Something like that. Sorry about that. So yeah, so that's. I'll turn that off a minute. So you don't need that. If you've already got an overdrive in your amp, you don't need that. So really, you can go and do an Oasis tribute as Noel with a wah, with a delay pedal. It doesn't have to be expensive. It could be cheap. You know, as long as it sounds good, you don't need a lot of equipment and gear. I mean, I'll always suggest, you know, if you've got a guitar with a humbucker, that always helps out. You know, I love using all my equipment and gear. I've got a Les Paul, got an SG, Gibson's, but this Epiphone Sheraton that I've got, oh, by the way, I've got my tuner up there as well. So again, You can even have a clip-on tuner, you know, and you're good to go. But yeah, this Epiphone Sheraton late 90s model, it's fantastic. I love it. I might do a little video on this guitar at some point as well, and I'm going to be doing a video and also on the amps as well, so you can check them out as well. But yeah, so overdrive, delay, wah. It's really simple. It doesn't have to be complicated at all. You don't need racks of you know, pedals or too many amps. Just by riding the volume pot, using a bit of delay and wah, you're good to go. So yeah, I just wanted to come in and say that because I love pedals, I love amps, but I don't want it to be too daunting for people. You know, if you can get out there, pick up a guitar, buy a couple of pedals and get enjoyment from it and get them same sounds that, you know, Noel got, it's brilliant. It's the best thing in the world. So if you like the content I'm putting out at the moment, please don't forget to like, subscribe, hit a notification bell when I put videos up and whatnot. And if there's any suggestions or if you disagree with me, put it all in the comments and let me know why. If there's any, as I say, if there's any other pedals or anything you could recommend for people to buy, whether it's expensive or on a cheaper budget, yeah, stick it in the comments. Thanks for your support, and yeah, I'll leave you at that. Have a good day. See you all soon.